filmed a good old-fashioned get ready with me. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and this one is extra special because it's inspired by Red Apple Lipstick's Valentine's Day party, which is going to be on Twitter on Saturday the 13th. And if you don't know what Valentine's Day, it's a reference to Parks and Rec, and it's on the day before Valentine's Day. And Leslie Knope has all of her friends leave their significant others at home, and it's just a day to go out and celebrate your girlfriends. And that's actually what I'm doing today. I'm getting ready and I'm gonna go meet Sarah and Karen. We have a new favorite coffee slash smoothie bowl place that we really like. So that's what I'm gonna do today. And my idea for this look is to do a regular look that I would normally go out to, you know, if I was just meeting friends for coffee, but I'm gonna amp it up. So it's a little bit extra special for Valentine's Day. That way, if you're meeting friends or you have a date and you want a little bit of inspiration, I hope that this can be that. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I have on my face so far. My original plan was to also do a first impressions on a brand new, very light coverage foundation. Unfortunately, I woke up with a really bad skin day and my skin has just been really red lately and unhappy with me. So I thought I'd rather do a light application of a fuller coverage foundation than have to try to build up something. So I started with the Too Faced Hangover RX as my primer, and I applied that all over, concentrating on the center of my face. And then I went in with a light application of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. And this is finally my right color. This is Snow, so it's finally light enough for me. And I really like this applied with the Beauty Blender. It helps to lessen the coverage a little bit and make it look a little bit more natural on the skin. And some people have asked me if I've had trouble with this breaking up. Honestly, it's only around my nose and it's only some days and I can't figure out what I'm doing right some days and wrong others that cause it to break up. But other than that, this is a beautiful foundation. And my favorite thing about this, other than the amount of coverage I get, is how all my cheek products look on top of it. I just think it kind of works really nicely with bronzer, contour, blush, highlight. It just, everything looks beautiful and it wears really nicely throughout the day. For concealer, I stayed up way too late last night and I cried last night. I read a book that just tore my heart into pieces, and I'll put a link down below if you want a powerful read, but a really sad one. So I needed some extra help underneath my eyes. The first thing I went in with is this brand new YSL. I believe these are called the Touche Eclat color correctors. So it is awesome for really brightening up the area underneath my eyes. And I've tried this lots of different ways. For me, I like it over my foundation, but under my concealer. So I applied this first in a triangle shape, and then I went in with a bit of the Hynt Beauty Duet Perfecting Concealer. And I have this in shade Fair. And I like that this has a little bit of a salmon tone. I think that also is really good for brightening up underneath the eyes and counteracting any darkness. And I also applied a tiny bit of this on any blemishes. To set everything, of course, I use the RMS Beauty Unpowder, always a favorite. And then to apply it, and actually throughout this entire video, I'm going to be using some newer brushes. The first is the Too Faced Mr. Right Perfect Powder Brush. This is actually really nice, and if you want to invest in a high quality brush, I've washed this a few times already, no shedding. It's a great size because you can use it for a lot of different things. So the first thing I did was use it to apply my powder, and then as a birthday treat to myself, I bought myself some new brushes. And I've heard good things about the Zoeva line. I really bought these because I thought they were beautiful. So this is the Rose Golden Collection. The first brush I used is the Luxe Face Paintbrush, and I took just a tiny bit of the bronzer contour shade from the Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette, and I used this to draw a line underneath my cheekbones and then starts to flick it up to blend it out, and then I applied a little bit on my temples. For highlighter, instead of using the one in the Filmstar palette, I really want to get as much use out of this pearl shade from Becca as I can. And I think this is going to be better for me in the winter, so that's why I'm reaching for it. And then I'll go back to a more golden champagne in the summer. But to apply this, I use the Zoeva Luxe Face Focus brush, and I really like the shape of it. I think it's perfect for applying highlighter, but then it's still big enough that you can blend it out, but without it going crazy and looking super, super shiny. And then a huge favorite is the Too Faced Love Flush Blush Wardrobe, and this is limited edition. I highly recommend it. It's so nice being able to have all the little pans right here in one palette. It makes it so you can easily mix them together, which I think is really fun. Still, my two favorites are Baby Love and I Will Always Love You. I mixed those together with the Luxe Cheek Finish brush and applied that to my cheeks. And then I did my same-o eyebrow routine with the MAC Lingering Pencil, and I think that's everything. Oh, I did this before I did the contour. I should have mentioned that, but I applied just a tiny bit of the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and to apply that, I used the Mr. Right brush, and I think this one works really well for bronzer. And then after I was done with everything on my cheeks, I took this and I just used it all over to make sure that everything was seamless. So I think this is a great finishing brush. So that's everything for sure I have on my face so far. I'm gonna move in a little bit closer and get started on the eyes. For eyeshadows today, I'm gonna use colors from my Red Apple Lipstick Z palette, but the first thing I wanna do is lay down a base. And if I wanted this to be more of an everyday look, I would skip this step, but since I wanna add a little bit of sparkle and metallic shine, I'm gonna first apply the By Terry Ombre Black Star, and this is in the color Misty Rock, which is very glittery and metallic, and I think it's absolutely beautiful underneath some of these colors. For my crease, I'm gonna use Like You Latte, and this is like the lighter, more neutral version of Sugar and Spice, which is my all-time favorite Red Apple Lipstick shadow. So I'm gonna use a fluffy brush and just buff this all the way through my crease from the outside corner all the way in. Then to highlight, I'm gonna take a cream color called Porcelain on the same fluffy brush and apply that right underneath my brow. And then the star of the show is this color called Iced Mocha, and this looks incredible, packed right on top of that Misty Rock. Right now I have a lot of shimmer going on, so I want to ground it with a matte shadow. This one is called Espresso. It's a deep chocolatey matte brown. I'm going to use this to darken up the corner. I'm going to use a tube of actually lip mask to help me create a really nice crisp line, just to make sure that this color doesn't go down too far. So I'm going to apply it most heavily in the outside corner and then slowly start to blend it in. And then my name twin Ashley, who works at Red Apple Lipstick, she always uses Chocolate Martini as her liner color. So I'm going to try that today, and Ashley uses it wet, uses her brush wet. So I've lightly dampened this angle brush. I'm going to create a medium line all across my lid and then slightly wing it up at the ends. To finish things off, I put some of my Tarte brown liner in my waterline. I curled my lashes, added some of the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara to my upper lashes, and then I got a sample of this, and it's kind of nice. It's the Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer. It's a deepish brown color, and it works really well on my lower lashes to add just a little bit of definition. I also really like this on no makeup days, and I'll just wear that as my mascara. So that is it, and since I had so much going on with the eyes, I want to keep the lips really low maintenance. So I first added a little bit of lip liner. This is Red Apple Lipstick in Natural. It's a really nice nude with just a hint of peach. And then I topped it off with just a little bit of their lipstick in the color Maven Mauve. That's all for my kind of fancy girls coffee date makeup look. I hope it was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wish you each a very happy Valentine's Day, and I'll be back with a new video very soon.